2-minute drill on this Wednesday. Tennessee with their second scrimmage of fall camp, Brent. And Josh Heupel very pleased with the offense on scrimmage number 2.
Yeah, I mean, he was pleased with some execution things once the ball was snapped. It doesn't sound like they necessarily played at the tempo he always wanted them to play at. Said they had to clean some things up. Said it was not as clean scrimmage 2 as it was scrimmage 1. And I think that was between snaps. But I think once the ball was snapped, they did some good things. Obviously, he praised the pass protection a couple of times, which is a double-edged sword.
Sure.
That means you're probably not getting home enough with your pass rush. But he said the defense did some things in the back half of the scrimmage. Sounds like offense sort of set the tone today, unlike the first scrimmage where the defense set the tone.
Yeah, Joe Milton, from all accounts, continues to have a really good camp, but really just seems to be playing pretty clean football. Heupel referenced he doesn't think he's thrown a pick at all during fall camp. Of course, we all know he's not thrown one since he's been here, which will be a point that everybody brings up, until he does. But I mean, it seems like he's just kind of being really steady Eddie for a guy with the big arm.
Yeah, he is. I think the biggest thing is he's got to be sure that he is not holding on to the ball too long. I mean, get it out of your hands. Don't take sacks because you're not taking any kind of chances with the ball. That's,
sure,
again, a double-edged sword. And I think that's part of playing fast and the mechanical thing, not the mechanical things, but the execution of game management that Josh Heupel's talking about. But we've watched Joe in the practice field for the last 2 weeks. I think Joe's gotten better, really throughout fall camp. I thought this was his last 3 or 4 days were his best days throwing the football in routes versus air that we get to see, and a little bit of the end zone stuff that we've gotten to see. I think he's playing well right now. I really do.
Defensively, Omar Norman Locke continues to make plays. Did that during scrimmage number 2, just like he did scrimmage number 1. Omari Thomas made some plays today. James Pierce flashed, based on people I've talked to. And then in the secondary, the question is kind of where do they go? Brandon Turnage rolled with the ones today, opposite to Nico Slaughter.
Yeah, I think, the little bit of precautionary thing with Kamal had a little bit nicked up there. I don't think there's any major concerns. But Turnage has had a solid camp. He's got to stay healthy. For me, the question mark right now in the secondary is what's the star position look like? Because Tamari McDonald has missed so much time. Jordan Thomas did not scrimmage. So where are they at the star position besides Warren Burrell working there? I think that is the question. It's McDonald's job whenever he gets back. When is he going to get back healthy? When are they going to get him back out there? Because I think you feel like they're set. Haddon, Slaughter. If one of those goes down, you've got Turnage, you've got Judy Lawley. I think you've got depth there.
Yeah.
And this is not before we get to Christian Conyers and Ricky Gibson and Jordan Matthews.
Or even Warren Burrell.
Warren Burrell at corner as well. So I think the question for me right now in the secondary is a little bit more, what does that star position shake out like? What does the depth look like at that spot?
Then you hear Coach Heupel talk about the injuries that we first reported on Wednesday morning. That means Tyree Weathersby out for the year with a hip. Deshaun Bishop now, he had some ligament stuff, ankle deal. Not going to close the door on him being back, but I mean he's also about 6th on the depth chart, so
right.
It's not like this is you're getting back for the November push, even if you get him back.
Yeah, well, I mean that would only matter if they have a rash of injuries at the running back position, and that's not a knock on Deshaun. It's just where they are at the running back spot right now. Weathersby, I think, would have played some and would have been in the rotation. Yeah. How many snaps he would have played early on and as the year progressed, I don't know. But that's a tough injury for him to deal with. The flip side of that is Josh Heupel didn't close the door on Cooper May's availability for the Virginia game, but we'll see. I think that
there's a lot of cat and mouse game.
Right, a lot of cat and mouse type stuff going on, but we'll see how Cooper develops and how he recovers moving forward there. So, this is a team that's through their second scrimmage. I think they're done scrimmaging, other than some 11-on-11 work late in practice. No more put the football down and go play. They got to heal up in some spots and start to move towards game week mode next week.
Yeah, I mean, they had a couple of guys that get dinged up today, and we'll kind of find out where their availabilities are, as we get back to the practice field, that being on Friday. Tomorrow is an off day for Tennessee. We'll have complete coverage of all of Coach Heupel's comments and scrimmage notes up at Volquest.com. He's Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price.